Hello there, welcome to Craft with Fee. Today I'm going to be digging out a project from the archives. This is one that I had published in Handmade magazine around about 8 years ago. I also did a video on my other channel about 18 months ago, I think, doing this, but I've changed it just slightly. It seems to be one of those projects that gets changed as we go along. So what is it? Well, it's going to be a pair of gorgeous kitchen gloves. So what you will need is a nice pair of kitchen gloves. Here in Australia, we have the Ansell brand, which is the one I really like. They are silver lined, which means that they slip on and off very easily. So they're very easy to wear. They are pink, which is a bonus, and they're very inexpensive. So you can just find them in your supermarket. And I buy the medium size because that seems to be the size that I use and a lot of other people use. So I often make these for gifts. They're a great gift. And in the way of fabric, you're going to need a fat quarter. Now from the fat quarter, you're going to cut 2 strips. The strips are going to measure 6 inches by 18 inches, and you're going to have a heap left out of your fat quarter. So, if you had 2 fat quarters, you could make 3 sets of these gloves. So what you need to do is you need to take both of the strips and you need to fold them in half so that the 2 6-inch ends meet, and then you just need to sew down that 6-inch side there with a 1/4 inch seam so that it looks like this. Do that to both of them, and then we need to go to the ironing board. Now that we're at the ironing board, what you need to do is to open up that seam and press it down, and you need to center it around like so that it's in the center and you have 2 sides here. So if you just find around about where the center is, fold it out like that, give it a nice press, and then also give those side seams a press as well. We need to use those lines a little bit later on. Then what you need to do is you need to fold it out and then back in again so that it's in half with the wrong sides facing one another. So essentially you're going to end up with these 2 seams here meeting, and you're going to end up with a piece that looks like this. So it's a folded in half piece, and the 2 raw edges there are meeting at the top, and of course this sewn seam is centered, and then we have our 2 crispy sides there like that. So now we're going to attach the piece of fabric to the glove. Now you can use pins to do this, but if you're using pins, you need to only just pin right at the top that's going to be covered over by the seam allowance. Because remember, we're using rubber and it won't heal itself like fabric does. So any holes that you make are going to be permanent. So we need to make sure that the pin holes are going to be hidden up inside the seam. But as I said, you can use clips. They are the perfect solution to having no holes. So what you need to do is to pop your little loop of fabric, and you need to center this stitched join here into the palm of the glove here. So and you can just use a little clip there just to hold that in place. And now the other side, which is directly opposite, so that's the center, you need to just clip that one in place as well. And what that does is it gives you a perfect halfway point so that you know that your gathers are going to be pretty even. Now you can gather this by hand if you want a really, really ruffled look. I prefer to do the pleats. It seems to work a lot better under the machine and it looks just fine. So what you need to do is just to form a pleat. Now to form a pleat, you just simply fold it on top of one another like that. And then all you do is just put a clip in to hold it in place. Now I always do a pleat on either side at around about the same spot so that I know that my pleats are going to look even. I find that that's the best way to make sure that you get a nice even finish. So just go from one side to the other. Now obviously we need to change, if you're using a 1/4 inch foot, you need to take that off because the little bar that drags along the side of your fabric, which gives you your 1/4 inch seam allowance, will get caught. So you need to just take that off and put a normal foot on for this. But you are also going to do about a 1/4 inch seam anyway. But you can just eyeball that. It doesn't have to be perfect, whatever you think is fine. But that 1/4 inch quilting foot will get caught, so just take that off if that's what you've got fitted on your machine at the moment. Okay, so I just need one more clip there for this last little pleat. And you can put a little, you can take it out and loosen it off a bit and put a pleat at the back if you want to where you've started off, but I don't usually bother with that. The pleats look just fine. So then you just take it to your machine and then just sew all the way around from start to finish. And I've already done that to another glove so that I can show you here. So let me just show you my stitching. So you can see that I've stitched all the way around there. Now it stitches just fine on the machine, perfectly actually. And then you just turn it out. Now you can press it, just be careful that you don't get your iron on the latex glove because it will melt. So, but there you have a beautiful kitchen glove. Now what a perfect gift for you know, the lady who has everything. A lovely classy set of kitchen gloves. It will go down a treat. So it's a great gift idea, also great for yourself, so you can be wearing a bit of bling or a bit of TILDA or whatever it is that you're going to use while you're doing the dishes, and you can look absolutely awesome. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's little quick tutorial, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. Catch you next time. Bye for now.